It had been 9 years since the Trojans last won a state championship in baseball, but that drought could end tonight if the Trojans could knock off Brooks in the 4A title game. The Providence Christian girls basketball team made school history this year, advancing to the program's first ever Final Four. We are right here in the action. I just got clipped with the ball going out of bounds. We're courtside for one of the biggest sporting events of the year in the city of Dothan. The Rebels own 12 state championship trophies in their history, but a win today would give the Rebels lucky number 13, giving GW Long the most state crowns in state history. 48 from all across the state going to be converging on Lagoon Park. One of those, Dothan High. That includes the Tigers. We'll hear from Dothan players that the team prepares to face the defending state champs from Sparkman. That's going to be a tough draw tomorrow morning. Alabama heading back to the BCS championship game. Probably not a surprise to a lot of people. Notre Dame maybe more surprising. I'm not sure anybody had them on the radar as a legitimate national threat at the beginning of the year. Yet here they are playing for the big prize, and Alabama-Notre Dame, maybe about as juicy a national matchup as you could get for a championship game.
Well, I don't think you could find any more storied programs that could play each other for a national championship. We all know what Alabama has.
Of all the games that have been on the schedule this year, this might be the most attractive one. Number 2 versus number 3. Best game of the season turns out to be a national semifinal. Really should be a lot of fun at the Georgia Dome on Saturday.
Well, not only because of what's at stake, but this game really a treat because we haven't seen Georgia-Alabama that often.
Well, a few miles to the north, a pair of undefeated teams hit the field. GW Long played host to Daleville in one of the premier matchups of Week 5. Only a handful of teams left undefeated in our area. These were 2 of them. Zach Walker and Roman Buchanan, big stars on the field tonight. Those stars making plays. Walker making his presence felt. His team down 13-10 second quarter, but not anymore. 70 yards. How about to the house? Walker all the way for the touchdown. Extra point would make it a 17-13 game, and it was a packed house in Skipperville tonight because it was homecoming there as well. Fans getting some footballs after that touchdown and fired up. Their team in the lead. They wouldn't stay that way for long, though. Daleville gets it back. They go to work. Jonathan Pittman, check out this run. I think about 8 or 9 guys get a shot out of him before they finally drag him down. That's good for 13 yards. Then it's DeMarcus Flowers. He springs free for the nice gain before he is finally hammered down by that guy he just scored the touchdown, Zach Walker, and much love, man, much love. No problem at all. Pittman calling his own number then. Into the end zone for the touchdown. That would make it 19-17. 2-point try, no good. Let's go to the board and see how this thing finished. It was a shootout. Awesome game. 55-48. Daleville over GW Long in an instant classic in Skipperville tonight. Endless hours on the mound. And in the batting cage. Casey Cooper is always fine-tuning her game, looking for another way to dominate the opposition.
I want to play the game. It's a game I always love, and my parents instilled it in me, and my sister helped me and motivated me along the way.
Cooper's drive isn't lost on her teammates. They describe her as
Coop is inspirational.
And
relentless. She doesn't give up. She gives it her all every time, no matter what.
She gives us someone to look up to. She's a great person.
Cooper has led Dothan to first, second, and third place finishes over the past 3 years, but she says it's about more than stats and trophies. Cooper wants to be remembered as something more.
As a true teammate. That's all I would like to be remembered by, is just someone that would always be there for anybody else on the team. There you go.
The rest of the state, beware. Finally healthy, and with her college choice already made, Cooper enters her final season at Dothan High stress-free and ready to leave it all on the field.
It feels great, knowing that I have a future and I can just relax and play ball. No need to impress anybody. I'm playing for me and I'm playing for God, and they get to sit back and watch what I'll be doing, so it'll be fine.
The goal for every team is the same: win a state championship. It's no different at Dothan, where the Tigers hope to make another run to Lagoon Park later this year.
Everybody's just really ready. We want to do it for Coach, and we want to do it. We want to go out with a bang.
It is expected, but it's also not given. You have to work for it, and Coach Ball makes sure that we prepare ourselves to be ready on that level of game.
Everyone likes to make it to the end, so I guess it's a long journey ahead, so we're kind of looking forward to it, hopefully.
We want to seize the moment.
Hi there, everyone. The Florida basketball team put together one of the top recruiting classes in the country this season, thanks to the addition of 2 players, Orlando point guard Casey Hill and Holmes County forward Chris Walker. Now the waiting game begins for the Gators. The recruiting class will only remain strong if both players qualify academically and actually make it to Gainesville. That's what coaches are forced to sweat every year, and it's no different for Billy Donovan this season.
Both those guys are finishing up, their senior year right now. Waiting for grades on those guys to see where they're at. Probably find out more, probably another week or two. Right now I'm always keeping my fingers crossed on every incoming freshman class coming in.
Walker was named to the McDonald's All-American and Jordan Brand Classic teams earlier this year. He led Holmes County to the Florida Class 1A state championship as a senior. The Troy baseball team traveled through the Wiregrass yesterday on its way to the Tallahassee Regional, but the Trojans are no stranger to this part of the country. The Troy coaching staff recruits the Wiregrass hard, with 14 players on this year's roster hailing from Southeast Alabama or the Florida Panhandle. That includes Joel Bennett. The former Houston Academy star turned down the Pittsburgh Pirates on draft day, choosing instead to play for the Trojans. Bennett has spent his first 2 years as a reserve for Troy, but he says that's okay because he's ready to make an impact whenever he enters the game.
Well, you just have to stay prepared and stay focused all throughout the game. And like you said, when I get my chance, I just try to come in and relax. Hopefully just put the ball in play, and hopefully good things will come from that. But I mean, whatever coach needs me to do, whatever the team needs me to do, I'm down to do that, whatever helps the team.
Bennett and the Trojans will hit the field at the Tallahassee Regional tomorrow afternoon at 11 a.m. against Alabama. You can see it on ESPNU. The Dothan Post-12 baseball team will play its first games this weekend in Ozark. The uniforms and even some of the players will be the same, but there will be a new face guiding the program, with John McClain taking over for Larry Tubbs, who retired after last season. McClain is no stranger to Post-12, playing for the program in his high school days and serving as an assistant coach in recent years. He believes the transition has been smooth and says this year's Post-12 team will look a lot like those in years past, competitive and capable of competing for a state championship.
I completely anticipate the success to continue, and with the group of boys that we got out here, if they play up to their capabilities and we get hot at the right time, we for sure got a good, maybe if not great chance to win another title.
Post-12 plays its first game at 9:30 on Friday morning at Eagle Stadium, facing the Post-12 17U squad. The Dozen will also face Opp at 12:30 tomorrow before playing another game on Saturday night at 6:30 against Florida Blue. The Florala football team will have a new head coach this coming season. According to the Andalusia Star News, Justin Jones has resigned as head coach. Jones coached the Wildcats for 2 years, leading the team to an 8-12 record, including a 6-4 mark in 2012. The Star News reports assistant Bubba Null has been promoted to replace Jones as the Wildcats head coach.